Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one's going to be on hype and feud. If you struggled with hype and feud, I have a bunch of tips for you that'll make it way easier. You might be wondering why I'm on the showdown screen. That's to show you this glowing icon. You'll also see it in feud. Whenever you see on your characters a glowing icon like this, it means you have like a class advantage. In this case, it would be over Punk here, right? When you're at a disadvantage, they're glowing. So in Feud, you can also see this in the match screen, same place you can see the hype right underneath. If the icon is glowing, do not attack. This is set up so that there's a big advantage for class advantage and disadvantage. Unpopular opinion or not, I think that's good. It makes the class wheel make a difference. It's the rock, paper, scissor method. Most every game has that baked into it, with like one type is always better against another type, right? So personally, I like it, but like it or not, doesn't matter. It's here, so use it, right? Use the class advantage. If you're glowing, you're going to get a boost. If you're not glowing, you're not going to. Now you can put the wheel out here, take a screenshot and put it up if you want to, but you can also just use the glowing icons, right? And that's going to help you. So it's a really quick visual check that you can do. I want to clarify a couple things here. I'll probably say stuff that will irritate people, annoy people, and they'll disagree with, but you guys know me. I'm going to say the truth. So I have not purchased any extra hype, not one. I have the same, I only from the mail and the mega pull. I haven't even done my speed tour yet. I have zero extra hype. I have spent $0 on hype. I see over and over and over comments that this is here to screw free to play over. I have a bigger roster, true. I don't see how this screws free to play over, because I didn't spend and I had zero issues, like legitimately zero. So I started out running 4, which I would recommend to anyone struggling. And after a couple matches, I'm like, okay, this isn't a big deal. I ran 7, also had no issues. As far as hype goes, we're not talking about red ring here. This is about hype, and I'm going to give you guys some tips. So I want to show you how much of a disadvantage I'm going to be at in this particular one. I have no showboats with hype. Okay, so for males. Now, I could use wildcard and hype one up. I don't care. I don't care about the middle line bonus. I don't need it. It's not that big a deal. I've said this for years. It still applies, right? So let's fill my bottom lane, because I have to use some superstars, right? And let's see what it looks like. I don't have any Anawai Maivia legacy person with hype. Now, I have some better options probably than a lot of people, for sure. Like Yeet J, OTC, Jacob. Jacob is would be a really good one for this. Also, look at your people's reversals. We'll talk about that more later. But really impactful reversals is a big deal. So keep that in mind. I probably, in this case, let's just say, I probably take Jacob maybe, potentially. Just to mess around with it, and because he's got a lot of different setups, right? I could use countdown, I could use this, but what I don't like with Jacob is there's no reversal. That is not ideal. So, maybe instead I'll use Yeet, but he doesn't fill the CSS. So maybe I'm not going to say OTC because a lot of people don't have him. But, right, so you're just looking for somebody that's really useful with preferably a reversal. You know what I mean? Striker is a really easy choice for me. This is a great tip for all of you. Dom, right? If you have, he's set up funny. This move in, you can go second a lot and win. Right here is very important. Choose 5 gems to make into black gems. Reversal. If the opponent uses a move to fill any of their moves, MP, then deal 1.1 million damage. Make 28 random gems into multiply. Steal the opponent's turn. What's somebody that's really hard to deal with? El Grande with the health steal. Guess what? That move has MP up in it. Dom is going to work against him. What about Mherex? What about Tech Cena, who has one MP move that fills his moves up? I can't use MP down on him. I can't beat him. Yeah, you can. This is an MVP character for you, right? Personally, there's a bunch of different ways you could run him, but if you're playing him with the reversal, you know you're going to get a bunch of multiply gems down. You could easily use his area move. You could use a choose, whatever. I run Dom with these two moves like I always have. Doesn't mean you have to, but the finisher makes 38 black gems, so you can use that to cover all the multiplies. And either way, the reversal works if it's loaded or not, right? So Dom is somebody that I'm going to run at striker for sticky situations. Hype or no hype, doesn't matter. I will use him against people with MP up, right? That's just a solution should I need it. Acrobat, I actually have two choices. I have two hyped people from the pulls. I will take Devon, right? And then this open slot here is open. I would certainly take a hype person. One or two really doesn't matter that much to me, but two just makes it a little easier. So I probably would take Buzzard, right? Now, I don't have a lot of reversals in here, though. No reversal on Devon. Solo has a reversal, but it's not a great one. So this one will be a little bit harder. Solo, I'd probably run him with this one, but it's a bleed, so not really worth it. So it's whatever. I don't think I'll run Solo. I think at this point I would just run Jay Yeet because the reversals aren't outstanding, but then he doesn't also count for the CSS, and at some point I have to work those guys in, right? Gunther or a CM Punk. So I probably go here because I didn't struggle. Again, none of my CM Punks are hyped, but this one does have a handy reversal. Again, opponent MP fill, so which is a really, really good reversal. What I would recommend, guys, is your open slots, right? I'm going to get out of here real quick. Is taking people with, have one person like Dom with an MP up reversal, have one Hall of Famer like Goldberg or Lex with a gem reversal, gem buff. So if reversal, if the opponent's move changes either superstar's gem damage, so gem up or gem down, then he steals their turn. Hall of Fame Lex does the same, right? There's a ton of other Hall of Famers that you could use. This is just some examples. Lex is lower, so you might not have him high enough, right? So that's why I suggest Goldberg, but you could use like Macho, you know what I mean? There's a bunch of them, no shortage. So now we have a reversal for MP up. We have a reversal for gem damage, so you just fight the people with the gem damage buff. How are they going to hurt you if they can't buff their gem damage? Probably not going to happen. And the last one I would recommend always bringing, these would be the three most important, and that would be multiply. So there's a few people that reverse multiply. One a lot of you will have is Boss Man. The filter, I will do one small complaint. I hate the hype up because it's hard to see. It gets in the way of everything. There's zero reason to have that in my opinion. But you can see the hype superstars I have, they're all 1 and 2. I don't have a single level 3. They're just randomly based on the pulls, right? So you can see with like these 3, none of them have hype. And also, guys, this line bonus, also not great. Don't feel like you need to fill it just to fill it. You could easily run your one hype guy here that's open, right? Or your CSS that the few that you have to do. You can see I don't have anyone CSS that's hyped, right? But I mean, so yeah, you could easily do this, right? There's no reason you can't. And you have your one hype superstar, you have your 3 reversals, you're probably going to be fine. Use class advantage, things like that. Class advantage is huge. Class disadvantage is also huge. So there's just a lot of different ways you can go about it, and we haven't even got to my next point. All right, Mherex, what if I have to beat somebody? I don't have a reversal guy. How am I supposed to win when they go first? Well, I mean, I won a lot of times without hype or a class advantage or a reversal, and it's really, really easy. Let's say, for an example, for some reason, I ran into a bunch of Hall of Fame Brutus, and I really didn't want to deal with getting hit at all. So I literally just put in this is a defensive build for Goldberg, by the way, from Showdown. I literally just put in the coaches. I didn't use any of the because I heard a lot of people say use the Ghostbusters, and the other people say they're whaley, blah blah blah. I don't have them. You can't get them. Whatever. These are much better, in my opinion, at the coaches. The three specific, they're much better in the sense that it's much easier to lose a coach than a trainer, usually, not always, but usually. And if you're changing it out anyway, just do the specific one. So like I ended up using Zombie Lashley Black MP Reduce like 4 or 5 times because I kept seeing hyped up Brutus the Barber Hall of Famers, right? So I would just slot that in to my normal build and then just so you can see it's on El Grande who I took in because he's hype level 1 and he's fun 99 MP, right? So yeah, makes it so much easier, guys. It's not that hard. I think a lot of people get upset that it's different. I think a lot of people maybe didn't really watch anything or think about it too much and just went in expecting it to be the same. And it is mostly the same. If your hype level's equal, you always go first unless it's a class disadvantage. It's really simple. Don't, if you see the glowing icon, don't go in. Use your reversal, people. Don't get panicked and think you need a ton of hype to compete. Like I said, I haven't even done my speed tour. I didn't buy any. It's a non-factor. Really, it is. A lot of the really good reversal people are A tiers, so they're definitely not like spend to win. There are others, right? You can definitely look through it. Like, so just here's some multiply ones. Big Boss Man, Brutus Beefcake, the freebie we got is multiply gem reversal. Fatu has a multiply gem reversal. Uh, Trickster Austin has a multiply reversal, and so does Viscera. Right? They all have multiply reversals. There's your multiply guys. Gem buff is every Hall of Famer of the newer ones. So I'm not going to read all those. That's typically the easiest reversal to get. And then MP up is probably one of the harder ones. That's why I got Dom in there. You got CM Punk, Dominic Mysterio, Hornswoggle, and yeah, that's what you got, right? So I know a lot of you are frustrated by hype. You think it's terrible, whatever. That's fine, but it is here. It won't go away. It's a new game mechanic, so you have to like kind of deal with it and spend a couple seconds thinking about it and not and then it's really not that bad, right? Like love it or hate it, it's here to stay. Personally, I like the class advantage wheel mattering, and they made it really easy to tell with the glowing icon, so you don't even need to memorize it. Glowing icon for you good, glowing icon on them bad, right? And then we have these reversals in the game, and they've been a thing. So just lean on your people with reversal. It's almost like a class or era, right? You know how like a lot of people want to bring like some of every class? Well, now maybe you want to bring some with reversals, right? Let's say, for example, there's a really good trap character and everybody's using it. This month we have trap reversals. Now all of a sudden, maybe you're bringing one person with a trap reversal. Um, like a Terry Funk or a Sami Zayn, just so you don't have to deal with it, right? If you're running into somebody with traps all the time. So if for some weird reason you're running into tons of subs, well, there's a million people that reverse a sub, and I can't imagine you will. We got leech reversals a bunch. We have increased move damage reversals a bunch. There's randomly just weird ones too. So like you'll have a lot harder time with like the cross breaks, column breaks, color turns of finding anyone useful for those right now, but I'm sure we'll get them since this month is traps. There's a few bleeds. There's a few botches as well. Tamatonga does botches, right? Reversal. That would probably be one of the bigger ones if you run into botches a lot. So there's that. Blast gems, there's not really very many at all. So like Sami Zayn Technician, which you probably don't want to run anyway, and bleed damage, there's only a few as well. So um, yeah, but it's really not super super bad. Don't panic and think you need a ton of hype. You don't. Uh, if I have time to record something today while I'm feuding and show you, I can. But really, my lineup a lot of times looks something like this. This one is going to be worse because for me, because I don't have anyone remotely hyped here. You know what I mean? I have the worst part is doing the CSS because you know, if you don't have them hyped and they don't have reversals that work for you, so it's kind of a two-edged sword, right? Like, so I do have Drew, um, but I don't have any hype for him. And his reversal is a leech gem reversal. That's not going to come in very handy. I don't think anyone is really going to run a leech build on me. Maybe Coco, you know? So no hype, no reversal when I work on Drew. Same thing with Gunther. Can't run him in the showboat slot, obviously, because no hype on him. I think this was a mistake, honestly. Making these two slots hype, that was definitely a mistake. I think that's lame. Hopefully that isn't a thing, but whatever. You know, so there's some issues trying to run that here. I can run my punk, um, no hype again, right? But that gets me, um, okay, it doesn't count. It has to be tech. All right, well that's lame. Tech it is. So yeah, the CSS is kind of the worst part. What's his reversal while you're trying to run him? He was before reversals, no reversal. See, so that's one of the things too. The older ones that don't have reversals were going to be not nearly as beneficial as the newer ones that do. But yeah, I really don't think it's too bad. It is different. It is, sometimes you won't go first, and yeah, that's can be a problem. But just use your MP down coaches and trainers and your reversal guys. Lean heavily on Dom for move up, Goldberg or any Hall of Famer for gem reversal, and Boss Man for multiply reversal, along with MP down coaches, and you'll find you kind of really actually breeze through it and it's not as bad as you maybe thought it was. And again, I want to clarify for everyone saying this is way worse for free to play. I didn't even do my speed tour and I didn't buy anything. Also, my free to play didn't struggle any more than it normally does in Feud. Another thing, I don't know if I really said it, but I always say it. Uh, Stop running huge if you're running into a bunch of hype, right? Be more efficient, run smaller, run the open slots, stop trying to fill lines that make you run a bad roster. Screw the line bonuses, guys. Forget about them. Just run the best four-man team you can and work one in one CS at a CSS at a time, right? I mean, for me, it's probably going to look like this. My top lane probably will be something like this with like Viscera, because he can reverse multiplies, so he'll be pretty important. And then I'll probably work the punk in here, you know what I mean? Sort of like that kind of thing. And then, I mean, Gunther should be able to be fine. Um, a lot of you won't have to worry about that, but if I know someone's going to ask what I'm actually going to run. Also, is he a newer one that didn't get a reversal? That's really weird for an S plus tier. That is really weird. Okay. Well, whatever. So, you know, I probably will run that and then work in this slot as I need to or as I can. And I think I'll probably use Jacob since he counts, even though he doesn't have a reversal. This is I only have one hype superstar in here, so I don't love running this to start. So there's no way I would do that, right? I would have at least, because I got a couple decent options. I'd honestly probably only do two of the CSS at a time. Um, so I would attack it this way. I'd also get my worst one done first, which is definitely going to be Tech Punk. And then I would probably bring Devon. So this would be like the safest way. Two hyped people, two CSS, right? Whoever your CSS are. This would probably be the safest way. But again, here you're missing one of those reversal people, right? That's why I was saying, oh, I have Viscera. So, you know, there's that. So I do have a multiply, but that's why I'm saying like maybe you only run one or you go up to 5, right? Let's get Punk out of here. You go up to 5 and only run one instead of 4 just so you can get those reversal people in, like Dom here and Goldberg here if you want to run a couple hype. So like that kind of thing, right? So now you have 2 hype, 2 reversals, and 1 CSS you're working on. And you're not super huge at 192. So yeah, basically the line bonuses mean jack all, in my opinion, compared to running an efficient hype reversal lineup sort of thing. Once you're done with the CSS, it gets a lot easier because then you can just run whoever is effective for you and go above feud scoring as normal. Anyway, I talked a lot. I hope you guys find this helpful. If you have questions about something I didn't explain well, things that can help you with hype, I'm happy to answer those. You guys know I usually answer most comments. I doubt I will be answering any questions talking about hype is the death of free to play and stuff like that. Because to be perfectly honest, for all of you saying that, and you guys know, play a free to play account, and I'm usually very sympathetic and on you guys' side. I'm telling you, I don't see it. 7-star on stream yesterday, I asked a bunch of people that never spend how many golds they have. One person said he had 6, another person said he had 9 golds. I counted mine. I had over 100 golds. I think it was like 120 or 140 or something, and I'm not a whale. I spend, but I'm not a big whale. So you want to talk about how bad it is if you're free to play versus a spender. Some people that never spend having like 9 or 10 golds versus me. And I can tell you right now, if you're a spender, you're running, some hyped guys, sure. They're kind of dumb, though, in my opinion, because you don't need to do it. And then once you get some guys hyped up to higher level, it all equals out other than class advantage. So at the end of the day, I feel like this is probably even much, much better than 7-star would have been. It just looks worse because it's a new mechanic and they did a big mistake rolling it out during Feud. But yeah, I don't want to hear a bunch of comments about that. You can absolutely say it if you feel it. That's fine. If you're mad at the game, you can express it. Just don't expect me to reply to it like I normally would, because I think you're wrong. I don't think this is a disadvantage to free to play at all. You're going to get hype every day in the tours. Like I said, I don't feel like I've needed it. There's a lot of stuff in your control with this. And instead of blaming everybody else, just take responsibility for what you can control. Bring some reversal people, lower your roster, use class advantage, don't use class disadvantage, and you're going to have a way, way better experience. And I know it sucks that if you don't like it, right? If you're upset, you're mad, you're probably not really wanting to hear any of this, and I know that sucks. So that's a bummer, but I'm trying to help you and make this a better, easier, more fun experience for you. So please take this all for what it's worth. I'm not always good at explaining that, so there's that. Anyway, remember to like, subscribe, and share because that really helps me out. If you hate this video, go ahead and smash the dislike button. If you like it, push it. And you can even say in the comments, Mherex, I usually like your stuff, but I hate your point of view on this. But just know I am trying to help you guys. So, yeah, good luck out there. Have a good feud.